So now you are nearly done for today. Again, that was a huge day, right? A lot of new stuff to learn. But however, we really want to cover a lot of stuff in that challenge. And believe me, we would have enough stuff for like a 60-day challenge, but that would be like incredible long, right? Great. So rather than hard coding the connection string in our program.cs, we should read it from the application's configuration file. So take a look on the right side. Inside of the main project structure, you should find the AppSettings.json at the very bottom right above the program.cs. And as I said, or as you can see, this is for sure JSON information. So we can simply go ahead and add a simple new key value pair here. So you can include general configuration data for applications in that AppSettings JSON file. Now let's simply do that. There are two things that we have to use here. First of all, let's bring in our connection string. So what we do is we add a new key value pair, so simply add a comma here. And let's go ahead and call that connection strings. You can see it's already pre-suggested. And the first, well, this is an object, right? So the key value pair and the value is a new object. And inside that object, we have another item, which is called flights. So this is the key which we can use to then grab the connection string that I will write inside here. Now let me open up program.cs because I got the information here. And now let me take it like this, that's fine. And I will now paste it inside here and have to clean it up, right? So I will, instead of adding that plus signs, I will make one connection string, one huge one. So now it's also a good practice if you see how to do it. So basically what you will see, long string instead of separated strings that you have to concatenate. So password, secret, there we go. Okay, so now we have one huge connection string that includes data source, localhost, and port, database flights, user ID, SAGenic, password 1234, exclamation mark, and secret. Awesome. So between all of these variables, we always have a semicolon. Now, this is all we have to do. Let's save it here. Let's switch over to our program again. And instead of writing it down directly inside here, we will now start using the builder configuration. So let me just remove it. And inside use SQL server, we will now call builder.configuration.getConnectionString. And the name of the connection string is flights. So he will now go into that connection strings object, right? This is what the get connection string here is doing, that method. And then he checks for a connection string with the key flight and then provides that information afterwards. Awesome. So we got the builder configuration. Now there is a comma, parentheses missing. That's great. So that's awesome. What I will do next is just to have an easy validation. Let me just remove the flights database again, because then he will try to seed some information at the very beginning. For sure, as I said, you can also use a breakpoint and whatever. However, when he now tries to make a connection to the database, we can see if it fails or if it works. So if you can read the connection string from the AppSettings file or if it fails. Great, so let's give it just a moment. And when I now click on search, you can see that we have our flights. So that worked. The new database got created and seeded. So he was able to make a connection to our database. Yeah, and that's awesome. So now we switch completely from in-memory database to a permanently existing real SQL database. Great. And tomorrow we move on and finally implement our search flights filter.